This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
Hello, I'm Keith Cutler, and this is my wife, Dana Cutler, and together we bring you Couples Court. Today, we're answering one of the most asked questions that's come to us on social media, and that is, how do you catch someone when you think they're cheating?
Cheating is something that shakes up many a relationship, and in our first case, Shalonda Johnson couldn't shake the feeling that her husband was cheating with one of his exes. So she took matters into her own hands and did an investigation of her own. One Pacific day, I calls his phone. It was on a Saturday. I said, "What you doing?" "I'm at my homeboy house." I had GPS tracking on his cell phone. I told my kids, I said, "Y'all put y'all shoes on. We got somewhere to go." To the GPS, you keep straight. Boom, I followed the instructions. Look at who I see. Our truck parked at whose house? His ex-girlfriend's house.
I didn't know at the time she had mace in her hand. Just shh.
She maced you?
That's right.
Yes, I did, Your Honor. I emptied a whole can out.
Mr. White was asked, during your 2-year marriage, have you had sexual contact with your ex? What was his response?
His response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being deceptive.
This is really what I get.
Baby, I haven't.
All that I've done for you, this is what I get. She maced him. I still don't believe she maced him. And she let loose on him in front of a whole bunch of folks.
Well, in all fairness, he did say that he was there to pay respects to his ex's family member after her mother passed away.
Yeah, right. In case you're wondering how this all played out after court, Miss Johnson told us that family members packed up her husband's belongings and put them at the back door before they got home. When they arrived, she let him in the front door, and her family members escorted him out the back door.
So he walked in one door and right out the other.
Yes, he did.
Now, moving on to our next case, Kristen Lang felt her boyfriend was using his drummer skills to pick up women at his gigs.
Now, accusations are baseless without proof, and that's how Miss Lang and Mr. Roberts ended up in our courtroom.
A couple months ago, I start getting messages on Facebook Messenger. "Hey, I just want to let you know that Stacy and my ex are together. They're getting hotel rooms together."
You have not made one sexual advance at me in 6-7 years.
Ron, please escort Mr. Shaw into the courtroom.
Mr. Roberts told me that he is going through a midlife crisis.
Oh, God.
And now playing in this band is everything that they say about picking up women.
Are you acting on any of these advances that these women are throwing themselves at you?
I did cheat on her. I have had some relations with other females.
We wanted to get some expert advice on how to catch a cheater, and joining us now is licensed private investigator and polygraph examiner, Kendall Shull. Kendall, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Good to see you both.
Kendall, this isn't your first rodeo, so were you surprised that Mr. Roberts confessed before you even delivered the results?
No, not really. A lot of people think that they can beat the lie detector. Now, why they think that, I don't know, but once I get them in that room, put them in that polygraph chair, and explain the polygraph to them, it heightens their anxiety, and now it's a reality. And a lot of times, that ends in a confession. Mr. Roberts also promised that he would break off the affair that he was having with the other girlfriend, so I'm really curious to know what happened with him.
We'll let Miss Lang answer that question for you. She sent this update to the court just a few days ago.
It looks like we're moving right on back to our same old ways, and all the signs seem to be pointing in the direction that he's still cheating. I guess my next move is really going to have to be a separation to let him figure out what he really wants out of life, and maybe this is what was supposed to be for the best.
Ms. Lang, we are so very sorry to hear that nothing has changed.
I know your heart is hurting, but you had to do what was in your best interest and take care of yourself and take care of your heart.
Kendall, you had another interesting case with some shocking results, and that's Moody versus Kraft.
Oh, yes, I remember it well.
They were both dating other people when they met and started cheating with each other.
I've been knowing him for some years. I was in a relationship with someone. He was in a relationship with someone. We wanted to kick them to the side, but instead of kicking them to the side, we got caught together by them two.
You all got caught?
We got caught at the hotel.
Woo! You got him by cheating.
Yes.
And you worried about him cheating.
The phone goes off one morning, and it's a text message. And it says, hey, I don't know if you're at work or not, but I'm trying to get a hotel for us.
It's not like that.
It's just like that.
I seen her the same day. We started, just going back and forth with words. And then she says, oh, so what are you mad for? You mad about this? She grabs his private part, and she said, you mad because I'm getting some of this.
Right there
in front of everybody. In front of everybody.
Was Mr. Kraft cheating, or did he pass when Kendall put him to the test?
We'll be right back with the answer to all that and more. Stay with us.
You know what, Miss Cutler, that really was a nice tie.
I'm not going there with you. Instead, I'm going to bring us back to the case we were discussing before the break. Let me remind everyone that this is Couples Court with the Cutlers. Kendall, before the break, we were talking about the case Moody versus Kraft, and you conducted Mr. Kraft's polygraph exam.
I remember his exam, and for now, I'll just say it was very interesting.
Okay, let's get to those results.
I have been through so much with this man. I need to know. I need to know something because I cannot keep forgiving and keep forgiving and keep forgiving to look like a fool.
You asked Mr. Kraft, since the start of your relationship, have you had sexual intercourse with any other woman? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being deceptive.
I knew it. But Kendall, you said his exam was interesting. Did something unusual happen?
Yes, it did. During the polygraph exam, Mr. Kraft actually fell asleep. A lot of times that's a sure sign that the person is lying or showing deception.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Okay, so here's the question. Would you like to know what happened to them after they left court?
I can't wait to hear.
All right, well, here's what Ms. Moody has to say about their relationship.
I just wrote out a list of all the good and all the bad. And I said, whichever one outweighs the other, that's the way that I'm going with the relationship. And so the good did outweigh the bad. It did because he is really a good person, a really sweet person. He really is. Thank you, Couples Court.
You know, I've heard people say, put it down on paper, the good and the bad, before making a decision. And if she likes it, I love it.
In Couples Court, we've heard some interesting reasons as to why a person thinks their partner is cheating. And I want to share one of those with you. Take a look.
She comes up with poison oak. Arms, legs, behind, and it's like, how do you get poison oak on your behind if you're not? She said she got it from her mom's cat. What is she doing with the cat?
I know I sure in the hell didn't get it from having sex out in Poison Oak.
I've been in this business for a long time, and I have to say, I've never heard that one.
Kendall, thank you for spending this time with us today and for sharing your expertise in the use of polygraph exams and catching a cheater. And we'll see you soon again.
Likewise. Thank you very much for having me.
Couples Court is back, and joining us today are private investigators Todd Redding and Eric Eccles.
You both specialize in cases of infidelity. When should someone think about coming to see someone like you?
Well, I usually get a call when a person thinks they're being cheated on and has discovered something that for them is a red flag. And they're so worried and frazzled, about their loved one who's cheating, and it's affecting them in almost every aspect of their life.
And I would agree with that. And a lot of times it's that they're trying to decide if they want to stay married or even get a divorce.
Mr. Redding, you conducted covert surveillance on Pryor versus Edwards.
That's correct.
Let's take a quick look at the case and Mr. Pryor's concerns over possible infidelity in his relationship.
We haven't had sex in 3 months.
He don't know how to make love. Nope.
I'll be going to Afghanistan to serve my country. I don't need to worry about that kind of stuff when I'm overseas.
Mr. Pryor had reasons to be concerned, and this is a question for both of you. What do you need most when conducting covert surveillance trying to catch a cheater?
Well, Your Honor, I need information. I need as much as possible. Photos, where they live.
Same here. I need to know what kind of car do they drive. I followed Miss Edwards to her job. Locations are extremely important to know.
And what conclusion did you reach as to whether or not she was cheating?
I followed Miss Edwards for several days, from home to work. When she left her job, I followed her. I didn't see anything suspicious until when I saw her engage in a conversation with a gentleman for a good bit of time. If they were planning anything, they were interrupted by a visit from her boyfriend.
Your surveillance gave us a good look into her activities and behavior. But to further investigate this case, we gave Ms. Edwards a lie detector test. You also asked Ms. Edwards, since January 5th, 2013, the start of your relationship with Mr. Pryor, have you had sexual contact with any other man? What was her response to that question?
She said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Come on, Ivory. Really?
Since they left court, our staff has followed up with both of them and no response from either of them. Is that typical in your cases?
Well, Your Honor, I found that with some of my clients, sometimes they get back with me and sometimes they don't.
I want to continue with Todd and another one of his cases, Oliver versus Nelson.
Yes, Miss Nelson was another one who was more active at night. She came out in club attire and I followed her into the club. However, she was in and out of the club, pacing in the parking lot on her phone. It was my feeling that she wasn't even there to work, that she was there perhaps to meet somebody.
In this case, you gathered enough suspicious evidence for the court to determine that we needed to do more. So we gave her a lie detector test.
I don't be doing nothing, I swear to you, I don't do nothing.
It sounds good.
I just don't want us to go down the wrong path. And I just try to be honest the best way I know how.
Miss Nelson was asked, the night your boyfriend found texts about you getting a massage in a hotel, did you have sexual physical contact or sexual intercourse with that man? What was her response?
Miss Nelson's response was no, Your Honor.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that Miss Nelson was being deceptive.
Are you kidding me? I am done. I don't want to do this anymore. That is a lie. That is a lie. I did not have sex with that man. I just need to be excused. I don't want to.
Now, there was drama after Miss Nelson failed the lie detector exam. And let's take a look at what's going on with them now.
So since coming to court, we have decided
that we're going to stay together.
And we realized that we have too much to lose. We have such a great friendship that we had for so long. It's not something we want to throw away. So we're going to stick this one out. We appreciate everything you guys did for us in court.
Thank you again, Couples Court.
Bye.
You know, generally, if you can see yourself without a person, then they may not be the one. But in this case, they decided to stay together. So I guess they can't see themselves without each other.
Like I can't see my life without you.
Exactly.
All right, let's get to our last case, Ross versus Rudolf. Miss Ross felt her boyfriend was cheating and had tried to track him down herself before coming to us. Let's take a look.
I have been calling him all day.
Okay.
No response all day long. So I go 45 minutes away to the next casino, second casino, Paige, no Rudy.
And you're doing all this because you, at this point, are thinking he's with some other woman.
Correct.
I'm not cheating.
You're not cheating?
I'm not cheating.
Where are you?
Home, sleep.
What kind of sleeping?
No, he wasn't.
Yes,
no, you
was.
was not.
Oh, Mr. Rudolph. Eric, you conducted surveillance on this case.
Yes, I did, Your Honor. Mr. Rudolph was a character, but at the end of the day, I got him.
Well, hold that thought. We have to take a break. Couples Court will be right back with how to catch a cheater and some unbelievable evidence in this case. Couples Court is back, and with us are private investigators Todd Redding and Eric Eccles, who have been sharing their professional experience on how to catch a cheater.
Eric, before the break, we were talking about the case of Ross versus Rudolph, and you actually went to a hangout spot and submitted video and audio recordings from your investigation.
Yes, I did, Your Honor. I followed him from his home to the club, and that's when all the action took place.
Let's take a listen.
You about to get married, Ruth?
I'm going on Covert Court. I'm leaving Monday to go to Atlanta.
What you gotta go to court for, though?
Cause my girl want me to go. You think I'm cheating?
Are you cheating?
Yeah, I'm cheating.
Okay, all right, well, as long as you cheat.
Well, I ain't
But you
telling
can't
nobody
tell
about
them you
it.
cheat.
I cheat with females in the casino.
Now, we all heard him admit that he's cheating. Let's take a look at where they are now.
This is Ira.
And Lisa.
Just giving you guys an update on what's been going on with us since we left. We're back together.
No cheating.
I wasn't cheating.
And we really thank you guys. Thank you, Couples Court.
For helping us out.
In court, she said she was going to stay, and she's still standing by her man.
You know, Your Honor, they'll have better luck if Mr. Rudolf can stay out of the clubs and avoid temptation.
Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Your Honor. It was a pleasure.
I really enjoyed being here. Thank you for having me.
We'd also like to thank our viewers. Please keep your questions and comments coming and join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Before we go, I want to leave our guests and our viewers with this clip from one of our most unforgettable cases. Miss Jones tried to catch her husband cheating, and we had never heard of this before, ever.
I check his phone and I smell his private.
Yeah. You smell his privates. I heard you say you smell his private.
Drop him.
Yeah. Wow.
And I made sure.
Wow.